It's Prolific-Abdullah, your thought leader, your cultural architect. And I start out my thesis like this. Now, I say that the white man isn't the enemy. We need to stop embodying ideologies that are hurtful and inhumane to other human beings. In order for us humans to move forward, to progress our society forward, we have to advance our thoughts. We have to advance the concepts that are currently laid out right now. Have the ability to extract the truth and throw away the falsehood within the concepts. And with that being said, that means that we need to learn how to engage into intellectual battle. We need to learn how to submit to truth and not to our ego. I think the salat is a symbolism every day, every moment throughout the day, to bow your head down to the ground, to have understanding that when you enter into whatever space, you need to enter with the space, into the space with submission to God. And that's the minimum. And from that minimum, you will be able to receive the maximum, right? When it comes to truth and weeding out ideologies, we have to learn how to set aside our emotions and be able to have clear thought and clear understanding with the things we want to say and the things we want to advance forward. For a long time, I want to say the black conscious community has embodied the idea that the white man is the enemy. And this is so dangerous because one, it's not true, right? But it's understanding because black suffering, the condition black people have been on now, went through the hands of white people, European people. Now, they didn't start out like this. We have to understand this. We're one human family. They did not start out like this. They were conditioned to think in the way they were thinking in order to receive the outcome that has been received. See, the enemy is not the enemy is the ideas that the human embodies. The enemy is the idea that the human embodies. And if you embody ideas that separate the human family, that is devilish. It is satanic and it's corruption. When we look, and when you guys really look into European thought and what they were producing inhumane thoughts. Their thoughts and the ideologies were based on corruption and exploitation. Their ideologies was about corruption and exploitation. It exploited the black family, but they also went to the extent of exploiting themselves. European thought exploited all people, including their own people. Because, again, this is the devil that has entered into this thought. It is not the people that are the enemies. We can never hate one another. We should not start out hating one another with one another. Because that does not help us apply universal love. That does not help us apply principles that are practical, that are beneficial for our society. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's Prolific-Abdullah, your thought leader. If y'all haven't already, subscribed to the New World Television Network. And in the New World, it's about we're stepping into a new era. And within this new era, we have to develop new concepts, new blueprints, new structures for our society. And the structure we want to be upon is the structure of truth. See, truth exists, whether we believe it or not. Truth was here before I was born. Truth was here before you was born. It will continue to be here when it goes away. It will continue to be here when we pass away. He said, I'm talking like I'm about to rap. You know, the rhythm be like that sometimes. Jesus is the truth, and he's the way, and he's the light. And I do everything I do in my power to embody the Christ principles. In Islam, we ask God to put us on the path Jesus Christ was upon. Right? So hear me out. We want to make sure truth, we establish it. We have to know what truth is. We need the ability to extract truth. We need to have the intellectual thought patterns to see truth. If we do not, we will be confused, and we will be acting out of emotion constantly. And we've been in a society where it's always about emotion. It's always about what you think and what. Jesus didn't speak like that. None of the prophets, Moses, Yusuf, may peace be upon all of them, Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, they did not come in with what they thought. They came in with submitting to what God willed. They came in with them understanding that they know nothing and they here to submit to God's will. And we need to learn how to submit to God's will. And God's will is the truth. When you submit to God's will, when you put your forehead on the ground, you are given spiritual access to connect with him so that you can establish truth into your society. This is the thing. So we need to have the ability to project truth in our life. See, God, he gives you free will, right? He allows you to do whatever you want to do for a certain period of time. But understand, you will face judgment. God allows you to be delusional. He allows you to be delusional for however long you want. But what we want to do here is establish the truth. And in order to establish the truth, you have to learn the truth. You have to extract the truth. You have to then embody that truth. Because the thing about truth, once you see it, right? Once you see it, and if you don't step into it, right then and there, you're punished. Psychologically, you're punished. Mentally, you're punished. Spiritually, you're punished because you know you were supposed to do it and you didn't do it. That's why some people be like, knowledge is a curse and a gift. Because you know so much, knowing you're supposed to act upon it and you didn't act upon it. And you get punished for not acting upon the truth that you know about. And sometimes that's just character development. And we have to develop our character. We got to develop our spirit. We have to be able to do the inner works to that process. Nonetheless, this is about us battling ideas that are false. The purpose to know the truth is to embody it. And that's true consciousness. The purpose to know the truth is to embody it and to live in it. That's the purpose. To know anything, any type of information, any type of knowledge, is to embody it. It's to act upon it. That's why. If you just know the truth, just to know the truth, that's not enough. You don't, like real estate agents or real estate investors that have a strategy to, let's say, buy a multifamily home. They purchase this multifamily home. They wait 6 months to refinance the home so they can pull that equity from that home and use that equity to put down into another multifamily. They don't know that just to know that. They know that to act upon it. So information, right, allows you to act upon whatever that information is and allow you to step into the trajectory of growth. Because the human is supposed to grow. And right now we have to grow from this idea that humans are enemies. And the real enemy is the ideologies. See, Satan, he enters into ideologies. He got us fighting with everything. He even got us fighting with our females. There's males and females going at each other, hating each other. He's able to do that because people are not able to penetrate through. They have the inability to penetrate to the confusion. And to me, it's kind of sad because I see a lot of people get manipulated through that process. I hate when our people get manipulated because I understand the potential that we are. We aren't against. We aren't. It is a spiritual battle. Yes, it is a. I'm gonna say it's a spiritual and mental battle. Right? We're not here to fight other humans. Now, I do believe in, what is the word for polarity? Like, the only time we should step into war and fighting one another is to protect one another. Like, let's say another group of people come into our community and try to destroy our community by going into war. What we have to do as males is to protect our women, to protect our children, and to protect other men that cannot protect themselves. So only to that extent and only to that condition we can fight to the flesh. And only when it gets to that. Other than that, we should learn to love one another. We should learn to treat one another. Allah says in the Quran, "Wala karamna bani Adam." Honorable and noble are you, O children of Adam. So that means if our life is not reflecting honor and dignity amongst one another, we're not living up to the command that God told us to live up to. And this is problematic. And we see it in our society. We get punished for it. We do. And all the commands that we don't live up to, we get punished for it right then and there. Punishment is not just in the hereafter. It's in the moment. It's in the moment. And we got to protect ourselves, man, so we can do battle with other people. The Quran says, the Quran doesn't say the Bible is truth. That's a misunderstanding. The Quran does protect the Bible. It does protect the words of Jesus. It is al-muhaymin. It protects the words of Jesus and Moses and Yusuf and Solomon and David. It protects it, but it doesn't say it's the truth. It doesn't say that. Right? Maybe in the English it says that, but in basic Arabic it's not what it says. And that can be a common misconfusion. But the Quran does protect the Bible. It is a guardian of the Bible. It is. And I think we need to stop arguing religion. Because we argue religion, but we're not embodying Christ's principles. We find every way to pick on one another. That's not Christ. That's not the way of Christ. That's not the way of any prophet. To just, that's the way of Satan, to critique everything, to criticize everything. That's the way of Satan. We got to learn how to build upon universal principles, right? So let's not find the things that we disagree on. We already know the things we disagree on, right? But what are the things that we do agree on? And let's build upon that. We agree on this, all right? We believe, Christians, Muslims, and Jews believe in God, period, point blank. The difference is how you understand God. That's the difference. That's what I would say. Now, we also believe that prophets and messengers came to give us revelation and guidance. We also believe that God created the whole universe, meaning he created me, you, the animals, the trees, the stars, the moon, the sun. And these things have a purpose. These things have a function. Those are things we could build upon. But instead we argue, this is correct. And you're ignoring reality when you talk like that. We don't want to ignore reality. We want to acknowledge reality for what it is, not what we think it is. Right? And going back, I need to go back to the idea that white people aren't the enemy. They never was, they never will. It was the ideologies that they embodied that were the enemies. The ideas that they embodied that exploited people, that corrupted people, that manipulated people. If you believe that, I'm saying, God won't stop you, I guess. Khalas. I don't know why you telling me that. These lies be funny because people be commenting. It's like, we gotta learn how to be productive, man. Our society's not productive enough. Our society's not productive enough. We spend too much time on the phone with each other. We spend time looking at each other's flaws. Like, man, go be productive. Go study. Go study some truth. Go study non-corrupted ideologies. See? And I'm on my way to work too, so I'm trying to be focused as I talk. I'm usually kind of nervous anytime I get on the live, but I be flowing much better when I talk to myself sometimes. You know, if you don't talk to yourself, you're a weirdo. You know. But if you haven't already, come on, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, man. We want to traject truth in this lifetime, and we want to build upon it. We want to build upon that foundation. Let me advance this idea though. I can understand why we say white people were the enemy, because again, I'm gonna repeat myself once a time. They put us in this condition that we're currently in. But the thing is, we went to the other extreme. We went to the extreme by saying that we were gods. If we're not careful with that, we have to understand that's what caused this corruption in the first place. What caused Europeans to enter into Africa and to disrupt Africa, because they thought they were gods themselves. They thought they were gods themselves. The Europeans who killed Christ or claimed they killed Christ and wanted him executed, took an image of him, though he was black, made him white, and gave it to other white people, and put into it European thought that the Europeans were more superior than any human race. This is forbidden in Islam. This is forbidden. No race is above another. No race. And we're doing the same thing. We're trying to swing the pendulum into us going to the far right. We was in the far left in the inferior position. Now we're trying to go far right into the superior position, right? And that's too far. That's too extreme. We got to learn how to take the middle path and the middle ground. Because in the middle ground, you can see truth on both sides, extract those truths, and build upon it. I can understand people always also say that they're gods, not in the sense that they are the creator and the Lord, but in the sense that there's an inner power within them. I understand it, but I don't use that language, because I know that language causes problems to a lot of people, and it causes psychological issues. It causes psychological issues. Oh, let me get right here. So we went to the extreme thinking that we were superior than white people. In reality, we're not, because this takes you out of reality. This is racism at its core. If we say that we are superior, we then are contradicting ourselves. We are then acting like how they were acting. We're embodying what they're embodying. And we're doing it off trauma, and we're not doing it off truth. We're not seeing the clarity here, because it's clouded. And we have to remove these clouds. We have to remove these misunderstandings. We have to do the work in order to do that. We are humans. We got to learn just to be human. You're a human. God placed you on this earth to be a vicegerent, to be a khalifa, to be a responsible manager, a responsible ruler. God gave you that. That is your purpose. Be responsible. Now, in order to be responsible, you got to be responsible for yourself. Right? Let me connect it to something. God says we're made from earth. Earth, when you look at earth, when you look at this earth, plant life is built upon this. Our human civilization is built upon this, and animal life is built upon this. We're made from earth, meaning that there's supposed to be other things built upon whatever we create. And the things that we create must be beneficial for the whole universal outcast. When you look at the trees, these trees start in the earth. These seeds start in the earth. These seeds start in the dark. Now, a seed, you have to put it in a healthy environment for it to flourish. It is to its fullest potential. Right? A gardener, in order to plant healthy garden, has to make sure the soil in that garden is healthy and productive. You are made from earth and you are a responsible manager. Therefore, you have to make sure the garden that you're cultivating internally inside of yourself is healthy, so that you can plant seeds in your life. And the seeds are the visions. The seeds are the thoughts. These thoughts start in the dark. Every idea that we see in this world from a material standpoint, like the cars, the airplanes, the buildings, these things that have come to material existence started with an idea, and it came into life. And we need to have the ability to will that idea into the world. But in order to do that, we have to put ourselves in proper environments. We have to give ourselves the proper nurturing skills, right? Proper watering skills, proper sunlight. This is responsibility. We need to learn how to build with white people, man. We got to stop hating them. They're not the enemy, man. Nobody is the enemy. No African is the enemy. No Asian is the enemy. No, they got us hating Russians and Chinese people and stuff over political power. We think that we're better than another country. This is hurtful to the human soul. This is hurtful to the human society. It is. It starts out to be like a capitalist thing, but it's like, no, are you listening to the things that you're saying? You think you're better to another country because you produce a certain... No. This is corrupted. Any idea that's corrupted, we have to dismantle that. We got to do battle with truth. The ink of a scholar is more sacred than the blood of a martyr. We have to start engaging into intellectual thoughts and intellectual battles. And refine and clear out not the truth, the dirt, the falsehood. So, and we got to advance our understanding of what it means to be conscious, what it means to be aware, what it means to have knowledge of self. We got to advance these understandings. And that's the new demand right now, because people are searching, people are looking, and that, again, that's the response of the soul of the human, looking for that, because of all the conditions it's been put through. So we got to advance upon the concepts that our forefathers have placed and built. We advance those and even develop new ones from those, and have the ability to extract the truth from those things. All right? A way that I extract truth, I'm gonna give y'all a method. It's through etymology. Etymology is very consistent. See, the thing about truth is consistent. So if you're going to use a tool, a measuring tool, you have to use a measuring tool that is also consistent. Right? The thing about definition, it doesn't move away just because you think or feel like this. No, it doesn't matter what you feel or what you think. It's just what it is. It just gives it consistency. So we have to even learn how to develop tools that are consistent. We have to develop tools that are consistent. That's why, like, this AI thing and its future and its technology is beautiful, because we can develop tools that allow us to extract the truth and to embody the truth. And that's what I really want to do. I know that's what's in my heart and in my mind. I want to build with people. I want to build with other geniuses, bro. There's so many intelligent people in this world. Oh my God. And we live in a digital infrastructure where we can connect now. There's no more excuses. Like, I'm in a group chat in this Discord, and I've been given access to resources of people who are freaking knowledgeable, and it makes me appreciate human life to a much deeper level. It makes me understand, like, bro, we are very special. We have our own intelligence, we have our own geniuses, we have our own capabilities and incapabilities. But the whole purpose of our incapability is to protect one another. Your strength is supposed to protect my weakness. The best you is going to allow me to... The best you is going to allow you to... I almost got hit by a truck. The best you covers up and protects the ugly side of me. We're supposed to cover one another. You know? We're supposed to make each other look good. You know? This is the human family. This is what I call the human fitra. Like the human fitra, we've been stripped away from it. Our natural disposition, we've been stripped away from it. When we look at movies, television shows, when we look at the news, it desensitizes our natural senses. These senses are registering dehumanization. And when things are being dehumanized, we're not crying about it. We're just like, oh, that's just a normal thing. This is crazy. A human died. A kid just died. A kid just got shot. Someone that was younger than you didn't get to fully even get to 15 years of life. This is crazy. We watch shows all about killing. Like, that's not crazy to y'all? We watch shows all about killing. All about drug dealing. That don't register to you as sickness sometimes? Though it might be entertaining, but when you sit down and reflect, like, damn, you really liking this. We acting like the Romans. You know? We got to return to our fitra. We got to incline our face towards the fitra. We have to create an environment that puts us in the condition that puts us back into our natural state of being. To register love, to register beauty. And that becomes expressed when we're put in that condition. It becomes expressed in our arts. It becomes expressed in our culture, and it becomes expressed in our TV shows. So we don't see TV shows just about corruption. We see TV shows about love, about how to partner with another human, how to have a healthy relationship. I want to start seeing shows like, you ever watch a show and you ever think about how the person make money because you're broke? Like, how they do all of this? It would be a beauty to watch a show that taught kids, that taught adults, that taught teenagers on a day-to-day basis what to do with money, how to deal with money, real life situations on what people go through with money, and to get out of those situations through strategies. If we're going to sit on TV and watch it, why not it being something productive and something that we can actually do and change with our lives, something that exciting? And the thing is, some people may not be able to see that far, but I am, to some degree. I know there's some creative ass people that know too. And to return to the fitra also means to return to our Adamic nature, right? Our prophet Adam, the first human, right? Return to responsibility, return to working, having a builder's mentality, have a builder's mindset. Someone with a builder's mindset, they take on whatever resources they have access to and they use to build with that. They don't use it as an excuse that they are limited, but they are actually resourceful. And they go connect with other people, and they're willing to give their resource and build upon it and build experience for it and build community through it. This is returning back to our nature. We are supposed to be productive. Literally, God intended for us to be productive, to have heaven on earth. He intended that. That was a prayer from Jesus Christ. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. See, when you look at earth, like, we got to understand what heaven is in Scripture. Heaven means multiple things in Scripture. Heaven doesn't just mean like when you die and you go into heaven. It also means like the universe, like the sun, the moon, the stars. And the sun, moon, and stars, what does it do? Well, they submit to the laws of God. Right? We talk about science. What they attempt to do is divide science and religion. True science, not theory, true science is religion. You're studying God's will. You're studying what God had will and what he has intended. And we can embody those principles and extract those truths into our lives. Right? Like when we look at, we're made from earth. The earth is part of the cosmos. Right? When we observe the cosmos, though, these things are operating with one another. Right? We live in a society where we embody independency. And this is problematic because this is not how the solar system works. The cosmos don't work like that. Why are we operating like that? We are the cosmos. We are the microcosmic version of the macro. How does the cosmos work? Well, we need one another. We need one another. We actually do. This car that I'm driving right now, somebody built it. Somebody built the manufacturer. Somebody built the dealership. Somebody put the car on the truck. You need people. You're living in a lie if you think you're independent. That's a lie. The food that you receive, that you get, the seeds that you get, that come from a pipeline of people working together, being able to produce these things. And you say you did everything on your own. This is delusional. This is why we got to get back into cosmic order and cosmic thinking, because it dismantles falsehood automatically, immediately. That's why I said white people aren't the enemies. It's the ideas. Ideas are hurting us. What we think are hurting us. That's why knowledge. Okay, knowledge itself is to understand God. When you understand God, right, you understand your place in this universe. When you understand your place in this universe, you then can function within that functionality. Right? This is the base. This is the objective understanding of knowledge itself. But it branches into many different things. Right? If you understand that God has a purpose for you, understand that He made a brain for you, He made a heart, He made blood. Right? Let's talk about the heart. The heart, it pumps out blood into your brain, into your body, so that you can live. We work out to make sure our heart is in a healthy condition. Right? This is a physical aspect. But when we think about it from the spiritual aspect, we have in the scriptures, as your heart thinketh, so is he. In this society, we think to think. So like there's two extremes I see in the society. From a social standpoint, it's all about how you feel. And from a psyche standpoint, from the psychological field, is only about how you think. And the way we deal with belief from an Islamic standpoint is a holistic. It's heart and mind, right? And the thing about the heart, it is a very powerful tool. Is a very powerful function that allows you to adopt ideas, and the ideas that you adopt can either corrupt you or purify you, right? So the heart is a great place to purify your logic, to purify your senses. And this just like how the heart pumps out blood into the brain, into the other parts, it also pumps out this. When it's cleared up, it pumps out the truth it pumps out that idea into your brain. So you think that as well up here. So when you walk on this world, see, how God made the human. Like the mind is up top, the heart is right here, and the legs are on the bottom. So you start to walk with the ideas that you embody with your heart, and you start to think like that too. And when you do that, you create a life within that with your hands, right? Because the heart also pumps out to the blood to the hands, right? See, this is beautiful. This is knowledge itself. And this is what we need to get into. This is why I say we got to advance the sciences. So, man, thank you for letting me yap to y'all. It is your thought leader, cultural architect, Prolific-Abdullah on New World Television Network. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Get more content like this. Go watch the previous videos, y'all. Go watch. All right? Peace out. Assalamu alaikum.